Hello everyone, welcome to the presentation on IIQConsole. I am Prasad Chitikela, working as an IIM consultant at ENH iSecure Private Limited. In this presentation, we are going to discuss about introduction of IIQConsole, how to launch IIQConsole, the most commonly used commands and less commonly used commands of the IIQConsole. Like any other command line utility which helps in interacting with the underlying application or software, the IIQConsole is the command line utility for interacting with Identity IQ. It's a powerful tool which allows the user to view objects, execute workflows, import and export data, etc. We can launch the Identity IQ console by executing the file IIQ, which will be located at Identity IQ installation directory /webinf/bin. We can also add -j option, which turns on the JLine Java library for handling the console input, which enables the command history recall along with the other useful functions. Please note that you need to have a system administrator capability to launch the Identity IQ console. Here we have the list of most commonly used commands like help, exit, source, list, get, checkout, check-in, import, export, rule and delete. The help command, which is self-explanatory, it lists all the commands available in the console. Similarly, exit or quit. These commands exits the console shell and returns the user to the operating system command prompt. The source command. This will run the list of commands sequentially which are stored in a file. The syntax for this command is source space the file name where the list of commands will be stored. The list command. It lists all the objects of the specified class. The syntax is list space the class name. The filter argument is optional. If we just use a list without any arguments, it will display the command syntax followed by list of all available classes. Optionally, you can add filters to the list command to narrow down the list of objects to be listed. If you look at the example, which is list workflow space LCM star, that displays lists all the workflow objects whose names begins with LCM. Get. This command prints the XML representation of the named object to the console. We can also redirect the console output to a file. The syntax for this command is get space class name followed by the object name or ID. Checkout. This is similar to the get command. Using this, we can write the XML representation of the required object to a specified file name. If you look at the syntax, it has three arguments: class name, object name and the file name. File name is the name of the file where we want to write the XML representation of the object. We also have the -clean option, which can be used to remove all values like created, modified, dates, etc., which we do not want to transfer between the IIQ instances. Check-in. This command reads a file which contains an object's XML representation and saves that object into the database. If the object is a work item, the command invokes a workflow to process the work item. If the object is a bundle and the approve parameter is specified, a role approval workflow will be launched. For all other object types, the object will be saved into the database. Even for bundle objects that are submitted without the approve parameter, it will be just saved into the database. Similar to check-in and checkout commands which we have discussed previously, we have two other commands which are import and export respectively. Let us see the import command. This will import the contents of the file into the Identity IQ database. The syntax for this command is import space file name. We also have two optional arguments, -no IDs and -no role events. The no IDs option will remove all ID attributes before parsing. -no role events will disable generation of role change events for any role propagation. The export command. This will write all objects of a given class to a specified file name. This is similar to the checkout command, but the difference is checkout can be used to write a single object of a given class, whereas export command exports all objects of the class name specified in the command. If we use this export command without any class names argument, it will export all objects of all classes to the specified file name. Rule. This command will run the rule which is specified as a rule name parameter. This can be used for testing or executing any existing rules. If any input variables must be passed to the rule, they must be specified as an XML map in a file. The delete command deletes the named object and removes all of its references. If we look at the example command, delete identity Jason Lee. It will delete Jason Lee's identity object and all of the associated references like link, scorecard, and entitlement group, etc. Actions of this command cannot be reverted, so this command should be used with extreme caution. Here we have the list of less commonly used commands: DTD, classes, count, SQL, unlock, and show lock. The DTD command writes the Identity IQ DTD document type definition to the specified file. The syntax for this command is DTD space file name. The classes command lists all classes accessible from the console. Classes are frequently used as parameters to other commands. So this list can be useful in passing correct arguments to the commands which need classes as arguments. The count command returns a count of the objects of the specified class. The syntax for the command is count space class name. The example command count space identity displays the count of identity objects in the system. The SQL command executes an SQL statement. It can execute the SQL statement specified in line with the command, or it can read the SQL statement from a file. The output can be printed to the console, or it can be redirected to a file. The unlock command releases the lock on the specified object. The object's class and ID or name must be specified as part of the syntax. If the object is not locked, the message object is not locked is displayed. If it is locked, the lock is released and the message lock has been broken will be displayed. The show lock command displays the lock owner, locked date and time, and lock expiration date and time for a locked object. Thank you for watching the presentation. Please follow us on social media for more technical updates.